Are you going to let $700 derail you from your dream? And I was like, well, no.
Yeah.
Fuck no. I've been waiting to do this all my life. No. Here's my $700.
Yep.
Guess what? He ghosted me.
Okay, you're listening to Spicy Bananas podcast where nothing's off limits and everything's up for a bold conversation. From sex to storytelling, we believe power lives in your truth.
We're your hosts, B1 and B2, two mates who've turned awkward combos into raw, real talk. And today's guest, she didn't just write her own story, she built a whole damn platform for it. Today's guest is Kelly Morgan, author of You Sound White and Wait for It, and the founder of Bright Headed Publishing, an independent press that amplifies bold, diverse, and authentic voices. Kelly didn't wait for permission. She built her own stage and turned her pen into power. From indie publishing to unapologetic storytelling, she's here to drop the truth about what it really takes to build a brand and legacy when you're starting with nothing but fire. So welcome today, Kelly. It's nice to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
It sounds real good.
So, Kelly, you didn't just break into publishing, you kicked down the whole damn door, right?
Well,
So
you know what
was the spark
happened?
that lit it up?
I like to write, right? I'm just somebody who likes to write. So I've always liked to write stuff. When I was in school, I would write short stories. And like when I was in high school, we had a whole soap opera going on about our friends. And I was just a writer, storyteller. Love to tell a good story, love a good story.
Yep.
And so one day I thought, you know what, I'm going to write a book. And somebody always told me, write what you know, right? So all my life growing up in Salt Lake City, Utah, which is a Mormon capital of the world. It's heavily white, not a lot of people of color there. Growing up there, I have a certain vernacular, so people have always told me that I sound white. On the phone, people would just assume I was white. Right. And then they would meet me and they'd be like, oh, you are not white. You are black. Yes, I am. But this is how I sound. And so I wrote a book called You Sound White. And it's fiction because I love stories. Yeah. And it's just a story that I had in my head, right? And it just played out in my head like a movie. And it took me about, I don't know, it was just really fun. It took me about 6 months to write it, right? So I write this story and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to publish it. And then, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to publish this book. I'm going to go on book tour. I'm going to meet Oprah. I'm going to be at a book club. I'm going to be famous. Stephen King and Rice don't have shit on Kelly Morgan. I knew this, right? I knew this. This is what was going to happen. Yep. And guess what? I started pitching my book and I got no after no after no after no after no. And I'm like, God, this sucks. And then I got that yes. And this guy gassed me up. Oh my God, Kelly, you are the greatest thing since sliced bread. You're the shit. We're going to publish your book. It's wonderful. I read it. Oh my God. He just gassed me up. So I'm like, oh yes, you guys, look, I'm going to be a writer, published. And then he asked me like, well, how many copies of your book are you going to buy? And I was like, well, what do you mean? You're the publisher. What do you mean buy copies? He's like, well, Kelly, yes, I am the publisher, but I'm spending like thousands of dollars to promote you. And all I just need you to do is just spend $700 and buy copies of the book. Are you going to let $700 derail you from your dream? And I was like, well, no.
Yeah.
Fuck no. I've been waiting to do this all my life. No. Here's my $700. Yeah. Guess what? He ghosted me. Scammed. He did publish the book on his platform. Mm-hmm. I never saw any royalties. And guess what? I lost control of the book. He had it.
Oh,
he had it. And he stopped returning my emails. He just done. Just, who are you? I don't know you, whatever. And guess what? That $700, I never did get any copies of the book. Wow. He just took my money. Yeah. So I was devastated. I just gave up. I cried in my closet because I'm a silent crier. I cry in privacy. I cannot cry in public. I didn't tell anybody because I was just so ashamed, right? Because I had gotten scammed. I'm like, who does this? Yeah. Like, people really do this? Seriously? I had no clue. And I gave up. but I always wanted to get the book back. So I kept trying. And I even went to attorneys, but no attorney, no literary attorney was going to take me. Who are you?
Yeah.
But one guy did actually call me back. And he's like, look, this is what you do. And he told me all these things to do, and it worked. The guy ended up releasing the book and I got it back.
Yeah, right.
Right. So now I got the book back. So now what are you going to do? So I thought, well, I didn't do anything for a very long time. I didn't do anything because I was still pretty much depressed.
Yeah.
Which is where the eating comes in and the weight gain. And I just spiraled.
Yeah.
Right. So I went from, I was never skinny, but I went from never skinny to, not skinny, just heavy, almost 300 pounds. Right. Just and depressed.
Yeah.
And when you're heavy and 300 pounds, all you can really do is eat and cry. That's all you can do. Right. Because you're too tired to do anything else.
Yeah.
And then you're just miserable. You look in the mirror, you can't put clothes on, you don't want to go try anything on. You're just miserable. And I was simply miserable.
Yeah.
And I cried all the damn time. And then I ate because I'm binge eating, right? And then it's just ridiculous. And then just one day I just wrote. And I wrote my book, Wait For It. And it really just spilled out of me. Wow. But I wrote, Wait For It is fiction, but seeing it on page, it did something to me. It hit different because that book is like my testimony. That's my truth. That story, although fiction, is me. And I could look at it from a fiction point, from a standpoint, and kind of remove myself and be like, damn, this person really needs to maybe turn their life around, right? Like, what is going on? And from there, I changed. I just started listening to the voice that I had buried so deep down inside. I started meditating. I started walking. And then the doctor said, you're pre-diabetic, you got high blood pressure. And then, of course, take all of this medication. And I'm not taking all this medication. I refuse to do that. That's what really did it for me, the whole health scare. Because what good if you're skinny if you're dead, right? What good is being skinny if you are dead? So I was like, you know what? I choose health over skinny. So it was a lifestyle change for me. Not skinny. And I wanted to be skinny because I wanted to be what I thought was love. Right? If men were attracted to me physically, that is love. Yeah. But that's not love. Yeah. That's lust. That's sex. And that's okay. But if you're thinking that it's love, it can really do a mind fuck on you. You know what I'm saying? So, I wrote the book and I just started telling myself stuff that I first didn't believe, like you're enough, you're matter, you're worthy, I love you, you're good enough. And one day the voice just got louder and louder and louder. And I was
that
like,
would have been a bit your own therapy too. Writing that book would have been because you're getting it out.
Therapeutic. And I just remember like writing it and just crying through it. Just like, oh my God, this poor one. But it was me.
Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff that happens. And this funny thing that I didn't even realize it when I wrote it, the character does not have a name. Right. Because it could be anybody.
Yeah.
That's smart.
So that means
I realized that after I wrote, because somebody said, what's her name? And I was like, she doesn't have a name. Yeah. There's no name in the character in this book, and I'm not going to give her one because she could literally be anybody. And the book doesn't talk about the before and after. The book talks about all the shit that we do not talk about when we are trying to lose weight. Yeah. And in the book, her scale talks to her because my scale talks to me. And my scale talks mad shit to me. And it was and it used to always tell me, Tubby, you're unworthy. Oh my God, you're stepping on me again. Oh my, it just. And the book just helped me realize that everything that I needed was actually inside of me. And I stopped looking outside for validation and then I look inside. Yeah. So when I built Brighthead Publishing the second time, this time, and I published both of my books and I did an audio book and I built my own table. And I'm like you guys, I am here to help people not get scammed, right? Because the publishing world is full of them. And number two, know that your words matter, you matter, it's okay. It's okay to fuck up. It's okay to mess up. You're a good person. As long as, you know, you got to know that here. Quit looking outside for validation. Start looking here. Listen to your voice.
Yeah.
And you will definitely go further in life. So that is why I have Bright Headed Publishing. I know that's a story, ladies. Right. Yes, that is what happened to me. So that's why I'm out here. That's why I'm out here just promoting my book. And really, I'm not even promoting the book because I'm promoting my platform. Anybody who wants to be a writer, if you're thinking this is what you want to do, everybody has a story.
Yeah, they do.
People don't know how to get started.
Yep.
And all the information out there is free, but if you don't know where to go get it, that's what I'm here for. I'll help you publish your book. Let's get your words out there because they're important and they matter. So they'll resonate with somebody.
Yeah.
Well, that's the funny thing I've always said, and for the many years that I've been in the industry that we're in, is that I wanted to write a book. And so I've been making notes in my phone for probably about 2 years now, just point notes, which trigger memories. And anything that happens, I'm just making these notes. And I'm thinking now, people are talking ghostwriters, they're talking this and that. And I'm like, I can't afford any of that. And I just sort of want to get my book out there to open people's eyes, hence why we've also started the podcast too. But speaking with inspirational people like yourself, Kelly, it's amazing to hear. And yes, you do have to look inside first. And that's what it is.
100%.
You've got to love yourself 100%. First and understand to move forward. Question, excuse me. What was the first real win that made you feel like this whole path was worth it?
I think the first real win is when I finished the book and I read it to my daughter and she was in tears. We were both in tears because she was like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, yeah. And because, you know, there's a lot of things in the book that just people don't know because I just didn't say. But I mean, it's fiction, but a lot of it is fact.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was the win for me. Actually being able to sit down and write the book, right, was because the whole time I'm writing it, it's therapy. Right? And as I'm writing it, I'm starting to listen to that voice. Right? And realizing that I am enough. I'm okay. I'm okay. Even if I still weighed 250 pounds, I would still be okay. Right?
Yep.
But then, you know, when I did actually start working out, it was more for the health. So I look at weight loss differently than the aesthetics.
Yeah.
I look at the benefits. It's a lifestyle thing. So working out for me is just a part of who I am. It's not a frenzy like it was before, where it was fanatical. Ladies, I got in the boxing ring with like 20-year-old women, you know, trying to get in shape and do a boxer's workout and got my ass kicked and my knee jacked up and doing all this crazy shit. What?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Boxing's fun.
Just, you know, if there was a weight loss fad or whatever, I was on it. I spent so much money thinking that this was going to be the next one. This pill, this liquid, this whatever. It's ridiculous, right? But it was never. Even when I did lose the weight, I lost like 60 pounds and gained it all. Okay, to lose it, I got scared. I know that sounds crazy, but I was like, okay, you weigh like 190. Like, how are you going to maintain this? Like, I got scared. So, you know what I did? I was like, well, you know what? Fuck it. Just eat.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to maintain it anyway. So I self-sabotage.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't admit that.
Yeah, that's true.
I totally self-sabotage myself because I talked myself into it. I was like, yeah, it's not, you can't maintain this. What are you going to, what?
Yeah. So you convinced yourself. Yeah.
Self-sabotaging, I think.
It's so much easier just to admit defeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So I did.
And then the depression kicks in and that little voice in your head just, you're fine. You just need something more to eat. And I totally get you, Kelly. I so get you.
And then, you know, it's funny because you guys like work in a sex store. So, and when it came to sex, you want to talk about lowering your standards. Oh my God, right?
You know, we sell sex toys, right?
You know what? like, if somebody was like, yeah, I was like, even if they were unattractive, because who's gonna want you?
Yeah.
So you just it's all, you're low hanging fruit. When dudes know that you are got that low self-esteem and you're willing to suck any dick that comes your way, yeah, ladies.
There you
They
go.
know
They're lining at the door.
$20, right?
Oh, classic.
just saying, it was a ride, and you gotta really start listening to the voice inside,
Yeah.
because every dick is not a good one, right?
No.
Not everyone's a keeper, definitely not.
No.
Well, let's talk rejection. What's one no that turned out to be the best redirection ever?
Ooh, one no that was the best redirection. You know what? All of those publishers who said no to me, right? Because they all forced me to build my own platform,
Mm.
right? So all of those no's were meant to be.
Yeah.
Those no's were all redirection to go do it myself, right? So
Yeah.
every time a literary agent said no, every time a publisher said no, when I look back, I'm like, damn, if they wouldn't have said no, I probably wouldn't be sitting here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very true.
Just build you up and up and up. So it gives you that
Gives you that
confidence.
drive.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I did a whole podcast because I do like a mini cast, like a 5-minute little tips and trips. It's called the Author's Mic, and I did one on rejection.
Yep.
And that's funny that you asked me, because I said that rejection should be looked at redirection.
Mm.
No shouldn't stop you. I mean, you're gonna hear no.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna write a book, people are gonna probably say no.
Mm.
You guys could have said no, we don't want you on the podcast.
Mm.
It wouldn't have stopped me from, trying to still promote the book,
Yeah.
right? I mean, people say no all the time. No is nothing to me, but it took me a long time to get there. It took me
Yeah.
a long time to get my thick skin.
Yeah.
Because even now, I still, doubt still creeps in.
Of course. That's natural.
But I just tell myself, you know what, I do this for me.
Yep.
So,
That's the key.
this makes me happy, so I like it, so I continue to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, you go get it. You get it. How do you build a platform from the ground up? No money, no connections, no roadmap. Like, how do you start that?
So the first thing I did was I just did a lot of research. Like, I didn't even know, like, self-publishing was a thing.
Yeah.
Right? I thought you had to be traditionally published, and then somebody had told me about KDP. And then somebody had said, well, and I thought, well, that guy, the one that scammed me, he had a little scam publishing company. I can start a publishing company and I can just publish me. Yep. Right? So that's how I started. And I built an LLC, just went and did the paperwork. And then when I published the book on Amazon, that was the first place I ever published. I just listed it under Bright Headed Publishing, not really knowing what I was doing. But all of these things were free. I mean, the LLC in the States costs $50.
Yep.
Right? But to put your stuff on Amazon is free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, it doesn't cost a lot, but what do you do from there? Like, you get it on Amazon, now what?
Yeah.
Just because it's on Amazon doesn't mean anybody's going to buy it.
Yeah.
Nobody even knows it's there. So then you learn about the marketing and how to promote the book and all the different avenues just simply by researching and asking other people.
Yeah.
That's how I learned. And then my thing was to pass the knowledge on. Right? To pass the knowledge on. Like, if you said, Kelly, will you help me do my book? Yeah. If you really want to do your book, let's figure out how to get the book out there. And it won't cost you a lot of money. It doesn't have to cost thousands of dollars. You could do it for really inexpensive. You could self-publish. You could be an indie author, or you could find a publisher to publish for you. And then the publisher, a lot of publishers these days are hybrids where you both are invested in the book and you both promote the book. Right? The publisher does all the administrative tasks. They get it on the platform for you. They have social media, they have channels. They would start pitching it to people for you. And then you as the author are also promoting it as well, starting your social medias, one just specifically for your book, and then start promoting it, doing podcasts, it would be a very interesting topic, but definitely doable. And you could do it, it's for relatively inexpensive. It'd be how much time do you want to put in it? Because, like a lot of authors will decide, like, do I want to spend money on a cover, and how much do I want to spend, and what do I want it to look like? Am I going to hire somebody? To format your book these days with AI, you can do it for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You can, are you going to spend money on an editor to edit the book for you?
Yeah.
What is that? Or are you going to do it yourself? I mean, there's all types of things you can do.
Yeah.
Right? To get your book out there. The important thing is that you get the book out there.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't have to be perfect, because you can always redo a second edition or a third edition or a series.
Yeah, that's it. And I mean, it is, it's getting yourself out there. It's we all have, as you said, we all have a story. Like, we really do. It'd be interesting for everybody to write a book. Like, you bring out
everybody tell their story.
Yeah. Especially our story. Okay.
I would love to hear your story, because I bet you have. And see, and your stories would be so entertaining. I can imagine.
Just spending 5 minutes with us sometimes is entertaining. We're having a couple of drinks or something. Not that we do that often.
But we have a lot of stories to tell, and we have been telling our stories along our podcast as well. So it's just that little bit of tease there, bit of foreplay.
Bit of foreplay, a little tickle,
a little slap and tickle,
yeah.
Well, speaking of slapping and tickling, how about we're just going to a little bit of a raw question here. So if you were, say, a signature product in an adult store, what would that product be?
So funny, because I was in an adult store not that long ago, and I haven't been in one in a long time. So I was like blown away by the things that I saw. But honestly, you guys, I think I would be one of those torsos that are kind of bent over. You know what I'm saying? I just looked appealing, and the ass is up, and everything's, that would, yes, that would be me. Because I've been thinking about it ever since I left the stores. I'm like,
I could be that. I love that. And we sell a lot at work.
Yeah, a lot of the torso. Yeah, we do a lot of them. The booties,
the body parts,
the ass. Then there's the boobs. Yeah, like we sell a lot.
And it's so distracting when I get it out of the box and you see the big booty and it's perfect. I just want to slap it.
Slap that ass.
Every time I'm like, can I just, before you take it home, I just want more. Thank you.
One thing that I saw that I've never seen before, and maybe you guys ladies have seen it, you can tell me about it, was a foot.
Yeah.
And the foot had a slit in the bottom of it. Like,
yep.
Yeah, like
is it what I think it is?
Yeah.
Like in the slit? Like okay.
Big ass camel toe, isn't it? But the thing is, foot fetish is huge.
Yeah.
Worldwide, it is huge. Get on.
I had never seen this thing before, and I picked it up and I was like, how do you use this? Like,
got a hole.
And I was like, do you like in the slit?
Do you hide your money in there? What are you doing?
The money slot, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, the coin slot.
Wow. You guys sell a lot of those?
Feet, not as much as like the torsos and stuff like that. But they're there. And I think it's also, people do get quite embarrassed. It'd be more so website sales and stuff like that than in-store sale. It's like, but we're so open. We're not going to talk about you when you walk out. You can buy the weirdest things. You can say the weirdest things. And we just think to ourselves, right, we need a counselling session real quick. Like, you get so used to it. It's just like, it's bread and milk to us, as we quote a lot.
We call it bread and milk. It's, nothing out of the ordinary.
You sell a lot of the life-size dolls?
Yeah, the real realistic ones.
I was surprised how real. I had never really, noticed them before, but they were on display in the store, and they looked very, very real.
Yeah.
They're scary real, especially if someone puts it at the counter. I walk into work the next day, the store's black, I'm walking around to disarm the alarm, and the damn thing's leaning up against the counter. I've
Holding a dong.
I've gone to swing at it. I've thrown my water. I've sworn my head off, and then I've just run Kelly. Bitch.
You're welcome. Just making sure you're awake for that time of the morning.
For the rest of the shift. Oh my God.
So you can have a bit of fun. You got to have fun.
You got to.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Well, thanks. That was a bit of fun there for our little spiel there.
Spiced it up.
Had to spice it up, So we've probably answered a few of our questions already that you've covered for us. What is owning your story the most powerful business and personal move you can make?
Because nobody can ever be your voice, right? So that's why, somebody can tell your story, but they can't tell the story like you can tell the story.
Yeah.
Right? That's your voice.
Yeah.
And so if you ever have the opportunity to get your voice out there, then you should, even if it's just for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I never went. The second time I published a book, I never went. The delusions of grandeur had gone away, right? Me and Oprah probably will not be meeting. Not going on book tour. Well, you know what I mean. But I've kind of grounded myself, and my attitude and the reasoning for doing it for me now is different.
Yeah.
Because now I just really want to help people. Yeah, I like to promote my books, and I would like to sell some, but that's not the goal. The goal is to have a publishing company where I can take underrepresented voices and help them get out there, right? And give them a platform, like yourself, that I don't know how to publish a book and I don't want to be ripped off and I don't have a lot of money, and I'm trying to get it out there and I don't know what to do. Well, then let's show you how to do it. And if you decided, I want to really self-publish, then yeah, sure, go do that. You know what I mean? Go do that.
Yep.
Or, it's just important to me that because everybody has one. So your voice, your words, your story.
Yeah. Well, one of the questions, and we might have touched on it a bit too, but what do first-time authors really need to understand about branding?
Ooh, that it's really important. I think the thing about branding is the consistency.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? You have to be consistent. So it's scary to put yourself in front of the camera and promote yourself and then upload it to whatever social media platform.
Absolutely.
Just gave a bajillion people all types of opportunity to talk whatever shit they feel like talking, right? You now put yourself out there, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yep.
But you got to be consistent.
Yeah.
And can't care what people think. You can't. You didn't put yourself out there for them, hopefully. And hopefully you didn't put yourself out there for likes and views, because what are likes and views?
Yeah.
You put yourself out there, hopefully, to help somebody, maybe because that's something that you always wanted to do. I want to put my book out there, but you got to promote it. So you got to see, my daughter's the one that told me, she's like, you got to get in front of the camera, Mom. And I was like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I said, I don't want to, but I will, right? Because just like people want to know who you are. They want to know your story. And,
It's
they do. And then
visual. It's the visual. It's not just the audio side of things. And I'll be honest, I switch off very quickly to just audio if I'm watching certain podcasts. I get bored. I've got to see the person. I want to know what they're talking about, because like you said, they're telling their story. They've got their story, whether it's about them or we're doing it about the business that we work in. But I want to see that person, because I'm like, I can relate a lot better. So absolutely.
You grow that love sort of thing and listening to, and it's an empowering thing too, to visually see someone and listen to these stories and just go, wow, you're making a difference. You're making a difference to us.
Yeah.
So many listeners. It's okay.
You got to do it even when you think nobody's listening.
Yeah.
You have to do it even when you think, when when nobody's listening.
Yeah.
Because
Consistency.
you got to be consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So, truth or nah, this is something that we do. Rejection letters are a badge of honor. Truth or no?
Yeah, because you know what? You put yourself out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess you could do nothing and then you wouldn't get anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
But at least you showed up,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And again, that rejection means that, you know, somebody said no, but not no forever. That's
Yeah.
one person, their opinion,
Yeah.
and you got to keep going. So yeah, I think they can be seen that way. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I don't think anybody wants to admit that shit, but yeah, they can be
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah. All righty. We're getting to the end here.
Get to the gritty.
Nitty
Gritty.
Okay. All right. So, for someone who's sitting on their story waiting for the right time, what would you say to them? Which we kind of have covered that in a sense, but have you got any final sort of last little what you'd really kick up the bum sort of thing?
There is no right time.
Yeah.
Now is the right time.
Yeah.
Right? There'll never be a perfect moment.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Life is just a series of moments, and you're just going to let it just pass you by. So no, just do it.
Yeah.
Just you know what? Somebody once told me thoughts are energy. So you've got the thought.
Yeah.
And if you were to actually start putting some energy behind it, it would start to grow, right?
Yeah.
So put energy behind the thought of the book and just do it. Even if it's just, I'm going to write a page every day for 6 months. Guess what? After 6 months, you probably have a whole book.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
You're loving this interview, aren't you?
Come on, give it to me. Well, it has been inspiring talking to you, Kelly. We thank you for providing the most powerful stories that come from people who refuse to quit. And quit is such a horrible word. So is no. Like I'm very stubborn, and I don't really like to take no anyway, unless it's something I should listen to know about, especially from this one.
Yeah.
So where can people find your book, or work with you or connect with Bright-Headed Publishing? So all your platforms, if you just want to name everything for our followers.
So actually the best way is just to go to brightheadedpublishing.com.
Mhm.
That's my website.
Yep.
You can see everything on the website.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can get me the author's mic, which is the little, 5-minute video series is on there. And that's on Spotify. I'm on YouTube. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on TikTok. I'm on them all.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
you're out there.
You popped up really quickly, actually, when we were doing our research. I'm like, oh, bang, there she is. So
So
that's great.
I'm more than happy to talk to anybody who's interested, and like I want to. Oh, and I also have a free guidebook. So if you go to my website, instantly pops up, download a free guidebook. If you download that guidebook, that really kind of can be your roadmap. If you are really thinking that you want to write a book, it gives you all of the information that you need to get started. And it's free. Just download it.
All right.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
One last little thing.
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
Happy Mother's Day for tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you.
When you said daughter, I'm like, yes, it's Mother's Day.
Is Mother's Day an international holiday?
Yeah, it's Mother's Day today.
For us, yeah.
Oh, okay, so I always wondered. You never know these days, right?
I know.
About holiday stuff, and we really don't know because of the United States. We're over. Well, never mind. We won't go there. But yeah,
we can talk privately.
Well.
Thank you. If this episode fired you up or made you feel seen, go hit follow and drop us a cheeky 5-star review, and maybe start writing your own damn story tonight.
All right. We've got it. You've given me Kelly. Thank you so much. We appreciate the time you spent with us today. And
thank you, ladies, for having me. I really had fun.
Yeah, all the best.
Bright-Headed Publishing people.
Yeah.
Now.
Yep.
Thank
you so much, Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly.
Have a good night.